Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Upkick MMA episode 485. I am Brendan. All right, UFC Fight Night, Blanchfield versus Barber. All right, this was supposed to be Maycee Barber versus Erin Blanchfield. That did not take place. Crazy set of circumstances. It has happened before, but I don't believe it's happened for a main event. We'll talk about that in a second. If you like this kind of thing where people break down fights, talk about all the fights, we're going to do all that here. If you like that, subscribe to the channel. That way the next video is coming out, and I'd really appreciate it. All right. Let's talk about Maycee Barber real quick. It's just... Actually, let's look at her... Yeah, so... I just want to look at her fight record. It's hard to tell on here because I don't know if it shows that she missed weight. Yeah, all right, hold on. I'm looking for her record that shows whether or not she missed weight. Because she has missed weight quite a bit. I can't tell. She missed weight for this fight, too. Anyway, just real quick, let's look at her record without looking at the missed weight things. She only has 2 losses in the UFC. Right, she's been fighting in the UFC since 2018. Yeah, officially. And her loss to Roxanne Modafferi, which she was losing before she got injured. So that's, she was losing that anyway. And then Alexa Grasso, who went on to become champion, one legit champion fight, and then a lucky-ass draw that kept her title. Regardless, those aren't bad losses. Then a split decision to Miranda Maverick, and then beating Montana De La Rosa, Jessica I, Andrea KGB Lee, Amanda Hebos, and then Ketlen Sermonera. It used to be Caitlin Chukagian. So, she clearly has the talent when she makes weight to compete at the highest level in this division for its part. The problem is, if she's having all these issues and she constantly can't make it there, but she's getting scheduled, then what are we doing? What are we doing? You're going to blow up cards. You're going to do all this stuff. Anyway, I feel bad for Erin Blanchfield. I hope Maycee Barber's okay. I do not wish anything bad to happen to her. I just think that if you can't prove that, 1, you can make weight for the division consistently, and 2, that you can make it there when you sign on the dotted line, your career needs to be reevaluated. We've had the same problem for different reasons with Chimaev, and it's hard for me to root for them, let alone, cheer them on, or not cheer them on, root for them. My bad. I started that different. It's hard for me to know what to expect from their career going forward, let alone root for them because they're inconsistent when they, actually make it in there. And if you do make it in there when you're overweight, it's just sanctioned cheating. We've been over this 1,000 times. It's not okay. It's gross. And, again, wish nothing but the best for her personally, but she did miss weight for this anyway. And then Erin Blanchfield kind of gets screwed out of this. Like, she doesn't get a win, doesn't get to compete, but luckily she did get paid. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about what ended up being the main event here. Mateusz Gamrot taking on Ludovít Klein. Fun fight for the last round. The first 2 rounds, they had some moments, but it was a lot of just control by Gamrot. Gamrot in tight, wanted to keep Klein on the fence, jabbing his way in, looking for a way to get that takedown. Klein landing low kicks, circling the outside, having to defend pretty much exclusively early, right? He was just defending because Gamrot was pushing forward real hard, and Klein was worried about that takedown. Klein landing a stiff grab, partially dropping Gamrot, which was pretty crazy. But then Gamrot deep on a takedown, getting the tight waist, getting him down there. He wasn't able to fully control him flat and out on the mat, but he was able to get that hip ride position, keep him along the fence, and constantly take him down. 10-9 for him in the first round. Striking numbers 10-2 in favor of Gamrot. Second round. Klein gets a kick caught, and Gamrot gets him down until about 30 seconds left in the round, and then Klein was not able to land enough damage in the end of the second round to get it back, even though Gamrot does look tired. Gamrot does tire, right? We know that, and if he can't get you out of there in the first 3 rounds, like how's it going to look, in the 4th and 5th round? That's to be seen when we, match him up against higher level talent. He's got that split decision loss against Dan Hooker, lost to Beneil Dariush, and Kutadolidze. Or Kutataladze. So Gamrot clearly wins the second round. Is up 2018. Last round here, Klein is in his face, jabbing, trying to land a big kick up top. So in this round, he realized, I have to pressure. I can't just back up against the fence and defend. I've got to give him something. And because of that, and Gamrot being tired, he's looking up at the clock with 3 minutes left. He was able to apply a lot of offense, but Gamrot was cracking him back. This was actually a very competitive round on the feet. And then, Gamrot gets a takedown. Doesn't really do too much with it, but he didn't need to. It was relatively even going up to that. Like I said, I would probably put the damage in favor of Klein barely before the takedown, but then Gamrot got it through the end of the round. So I had him winning 30-27. I think all 3 judges had it the same way. Eric Colon saw D'Amato and Brian Minner all saw it the same way. So no surprises there. Also, on this card, no fouls. I don't remember the last time that happened. Not a single foul up and down the entire card, including the prelims. That's crazy. Billy Ray Goff taking on Ramiz Brahimaj. This was just going to be, could Goff keep it on the feet? And the answer is no. Brahimaj getting in on a double leg, the hip ride along the fence, getting the takedown, gets to the back, loses it, but Brahimaj ends up getting a high elbow guillotine standing up and puts him to sleep. It was beautiful. Very tight squeeze. Very good positioning with that high elbow guillotine. So excellent, very fast fight. Here's another fun one. Dustin Jacoby taking on Bruno Lopes. Again, this fight did not have a lot of action because it was so short. In that short time, there was a ton, but Lopes taking the center early, right? Lopes was trying to apply pressure, looking for a way to kind of jam Jacoby against the fence, maybe look to get a takedown, get into the clinch, take away a lot of Jacoby's striking. But in the process of him moving forward, Jacoby jabs him. Just a standard jab. It didn't look like it was that hard. It was just literally on the button. Maybe Bruno Lopes was coming in with some partial brain damage here, meaning like he had been knocked out in training possibly or something like that. But anyway, Jacoby staggers him with a jab and then follows up, and it's just pure chaos. Like, it says only 17 shots landed here, 17-3 for Jacoby, but I feel like there was more in there, and so many of them were right on the button and put Lopes out and makes him fold like a lawn chair, and holy shit. That's crazy. And then we'll talk about this one. It's not as exciting. Ketlen Vieira versus Macy Chiasson. I'll just show you the control time here, and you can kind of get a feel for how this fight went. 10 minutes of control time for Vieira. Do I need to say much more? Last round was exciting for one reason only. We'll get to it. So Chiasson was circling and low kicking as she's trying to stay on the outside, not allow Vieira to get close and get her hands on her. But then, she landed a high kick in the left hand, but then her circling slowed down. Vieira just swinging and landing and able to control her against the fence. She outlanded her in this first round. I think she outdamaged her too. She caught up as the round went on. 18-17 in favor of Vieira. I gave her a 10-9. Second round. Chiasson going for that takedown, gets wizard right into her freaking face, just gets slammed into the mat. That was not great. Vieira getting top control, and that was the rest of the round here. We don't need to talk about that. 20-18. Last round, Chiasson gets going for the takedown and ending up on bottom just like she did in the first round or the second round. So it's really stupid. But with about 15 seconds left, she's up and she's unloading, does a lot of damage, landing some really big shots, bleeding, busting up Vieira. I actually gave her this last round. I was like, if damage is what we're counting, then that should be it. And let's see here. Mike Bell saw it the same way, giving Maycee Chiasson the last round, which is interesting. Hey, there's a world. So Sal D'Amato gave all 3 rounds to Vieira. I totally understand that. I think that's fine. I don't think that last round's a bad one. And that Chris Lieben actually gave that first round to Macy. I don't hate that either. I think that's okay. What's interesting, though, is that Mike Bell gave the last round and Chris Lieben gave the first round. So you combine their scorecards and maybe both of them see something the other way. There's a way where Chiasson could win this fucking fight, which is crazy to me. But we don't live in that world. It didn't happen. We don't have to go forward with it. All right, this guy, boy, Dusko Todorovic taking on Zachary Reese. Now, guys, I like Dusko, but he's got 3 losses in a row now. He's got 4 UFC wins. No, 3 UFC wins. One's a Dana White Contender Series. 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's 3-6 in the UFC. 3-6. 4-6 if you want to count the Contender Series. So, what do we do? Right? Like he's a fun fighter when he throws action and he puts himself in the fire. So that I'm not gonna. I don't know if in his current iteration he's at the UFC level consistently. I think he has moments where he can do things, but he's hittable. He doesn't excel in any one thing, and I'm not saying cut him. He could fight one or two more times maybe and give him some lower level guys, but Zachary Reese isn't the best fighter either. Todorovic must have thought he could win this fight by just grappling. Did not turn out that way. Both guys landing hard body kicks. Todorovic getting the takedown. Todorovic using the guillotine to stay in control, get on top with it. A lot of grappling really early. Figured these guys are both going to be tired. Reese landing some nasty knees and shots in the clinch. Reese tries a jumping knee and tight, gets taken down again. Reese staying aggressive off the back with strikes, but Todorovic landed the better strikes when he was doing ground and pound. So Todorovic winning this first round, outstriking him 10-6. I have it a 10-9 round. Second round, Reese landing a nasty left hand, good body kick. Looks like Todorovic was, like I said, leaning on his grappling a lot, trying to get the win here. Reese does not look, Reese looks a little bit tired, but Todorovic isn't landing much this round. He's kind of just sitting and waiting. DC talked about it. Todorovic getting the takedown with 1:15 left. He didn't really do anything with it. And I wanted to see how the cardio went in this last round, because in this round, 17-8 for striking numbers in favor of Reese. Clearly his round. I have it 19-19, so I've got a tie going to third. Last round, there's a lot of standing around waiting for Todorovic. Reese is putting more out there. He's just throwing more offense in this round. Threw out 67 significant strikes to Todorovic's 34. And, Reese wants, Todorovic got the right hand in there, and he landed a few times, kind of hurting Reese, but not visibly. But you could tell because Reese then shoots for a takedown. I leaned for Reese for a total of damage, but I could have given this either way. I understand the striking numbers here, 27-17 in favor of Reese, which is why I leaned towards him. I thought he did more damage, but if you gave it to Todorovic, I wouldn't be mad. No judge did, though. Tony Weeks, Eric Colon, and Brian Minner just gave the easy answer. Doesn't mean easy answer isn't always wrong, right? You don't have to overcomplicate things. Sometimes it's just the right thing to do. That's it. That's the main card. Nice and breezy because we lost the fight. It's unfortunate. I talked about it at the top of this. So if you're looking for the prelims, that's in the next video. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. That way the next video is coming out, and I'd really appreciate it. Plus, I don't know what I'm going to try to. I was going to try to do some other things, but I don't know. It's kind of behind the scenes stuff. I'm just trying to get more videos out there for people to see. So I might start covering the Ultimate Fighter again. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of heat on this one, but I might try. All right, I appreciate you guys. Have an amazing week. Love y'all. Peace.